So essentially, the divinity of Jesus is the most important thing, right?
Yeah.
And I think Jesus, there's categorical statements in the Bible where he says that he is not God, right?
Where he says he's not God?
Yes, or he points to that fact, right?
Okay.
Especially in Matthew 24:36, Mark 13:32 about the hour, yeah. That I've never seen a proper argument able to actually debunk that.
Okay.
I think Jesus clearly says he doesn't know the hour. And not just him, he says everyone else, you know, the angels, only the Father, right? So what would be your explanation to that?
When it comes to what Jesus is talking about there, you got to look at how the word "know" is being used in the context. But yeah, so it's looking at how the word "know" is used there in the Greek, and so the word is oidin, which can also mean to tell something or to declare something. And so when you look at it, Jesus is not saying that it's like he's talking about cognitive knowledge, but it's not for any man, any angel, or even for the Son to declare, but that's a role for the Father to do only. And so you can see this, like, for example, Paul uses the same word in 1 Corinthians chapter 2. He says to the Corinthians, he says, when I came to you, I decided to know nothing among you except Jesus and him crucified. He uses the same word Jesus uses. And so obviously that doesn't mean that Paul didn't know anything. It just means that he didn't come to make anything else known or declare anything except the crucifixion of Jesus. So in the same way, Jesus is saying it's not for anyone to declare the hour, that's for the Father to do alone. The word translates to know, but the meaning is based on the context. So for example, you have in the Old Testament, in the Hebrew, it says in Genesis, I think it's Genesis either 5 or 4, one of those, where it says Adam knew his wife and she bore him a son. So obviously he already knew her before that. So it's talking about sexual intercourse. But the word translates to know or to knew. So
yes, but if a word can mean multiple things, though, they would translate it to declare.
No, because why? Okay, so then why don't they translate to the word "know" there to sexual intercourse?
Because that still fits in the context. He knew his wife.
That's my point.
Right?
That's my point. So
no, but the "know" they don't need to translate to another word like declare or something because it fits in the context.
I agree. That's my point. So I'm saying, so when Adam knew his wife, it's not a coming to know her cognitively because he already knew her.
Let's go read the context.
Okay.
Let's read it now. Does Jesus give parables after he talks about this?
He sure does.
Okay, what does he give parables about? Does he give parables about cognitive knowledge or does he give a parable about declaring?
Well, he gives a parable about a master leaving and how the followers don't know when he will return. So notice he emphasizes their cognitive knowledge, not his own.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so Jesus says no one knows the hour, not the angels in the heaven, nor the Son, only the Father. And then right after he says, just like a master who leaves and the servant doesn't know when he's going to come. So he gives examples of cognitive knowledge. Okay. Is the master declaring when he's going to come or not? Or is he talking about cognitive knowledge?
Yeah, so the master doesn't declare when he comes. The students don't know. Mark 13, if you go to read after 32.
Take heed, watch and pray, for you do not know when the time is. It is like a man going to a far country who left his house and gave authority to his servants, and to each his work and commandment the doorkeeper to watch. Watch therefore, for you do not know when the master of the house is coming.
Right.
In the evening, at midnight, at the crowing of the rooster, or in the morning, lest coming suddenly he finds you sleeping. And what I say to you, I say to all, watch.
Right. So now, according to this, in this parable, the master going away, and then he leaves his servants in charge, right? In the parable, who is the master that's going away? So I'm going to steel man your position. I'm going to show you that I understand exactly what you're saying.
Go ahead.
And then what I want you to do is engage with what I'm saying.
Okay.
Fair enough?
100%.
Okay.
That's what I've been doing the whole time.
So what you're saying is, well, according to all the parables, Jesus is talking about the cognitive knowledge. So nothing is about declare. So you're making this up. And you're trying to hold on to this master parable out of the other three. You want to talk about this master parable because it's the only one that you can possibly show that Jesus knows.
I just mean you're taking it out of context.
Please,
you're not looking at all four.
Thank you.
Okay, go
ahead.
Sorry.
I appreciate it. The irony of you saying that I'm not doing that.
My fault. It was on accident.
No, it's all good. It's all good. Yeah. So when we already checked off and looked at the other parables that Jesus mentioned, which is why I said there's one more that you missed. Go to Mark 13, where he gives this parable, and you don't want to deal with it. So when I ask you this, when I ask you the question about this parable, you're the only one out of this circle that doesn't want to talk about it because you know it points to Jesus knowing his own return. Now let me break this down to you. Jesus says this is similar to a master, so his coming, him leaving and then returning, the Son of Man's coming, is similar to a master who leaves his house on a far journey and gives authority to his servants to be in charge and to work until he gets back. So you don't know when the master is getting back. The servants don't know when the master is coming back. But you said that the master knows when he's coming back. And so when you admitted that, you immediately saw your mistake. Because when you admit that the master knows when he's coming back, and Jesus likens himself to the master who leaves and is coming back, that means that Jesus knows his own return, but it's the servants who don't. It's the apostles who don't. So I'm going to ask you again.
Go ahead.
Who is the master in the parable that Jesus is comparing himself to?
The master is the Father in the example as cognitive knowledge.
Got him! So the Father's going away.
The Father's the one that has something about. Does the Father know? Does the Father know?
Right. So the Father's the Son of Man going away and then coming back?
The Father's the one that knows when he's going to come. Did you say the Father knows?
So is the Father?
Did you say the Father knows?
Yes. Is the Father going away?
Okay. So in the example, who knows? Hold on. In Matthew 24:36, who's the one that knows? Who knows in Matthew 24:36? No, he says the Son does not know. Who knows?
Is the Father going away?
Does the Father know? Yes or no?
I'll answer this.
Answer the question. No. Because now you're being dishonest and you're like, oh, but you proved nothing.
Yes.
Who knows? Who knows?
Knows. So I answered you.
Okay.
Now here's
just
my
like
question.
that, the Master knows.
Does the Father leave and is the Father coming back?
Where is the Father leaving to, bro? That is not. This is just.
You said it's. You said the Master who's leaving and coming back is the Father.